Hey YouTube fam, how you be? This round for this, I think Kona's ditching me again. Rude. For this tarot reading, it's so distinct. Someone is in such a particular point in their lives. While I was pre-shuffling the archetypal deck, I was seeing cards like the box and... Why do I keep forgetting what the other one was as soon as I go to say the name? The Bardo. That's a card that deals with liminal space, shamanistic type shit, right? So something has happened. I knew right off the bat because I was shuffling those first. Something has happened that has completely taken off the training wheels for you. Something has completely changed what you thought the trajectory of your life was. And now it's like no training wheels, no tethers. And while shuffling the tarot, I was seeing cards like the Seven of Cups, right? That there being so much, you know what I mean? And it just, there's a bit of truth seeking and really coming into your own, but being unsure of what you're doing. So that was just a shuffling, fam. Let's get into this. All right. First card for the archetypes is the Father. But this is in a future tense because it's leaning to the right. So either there's someone who is slipping into that archetype or is healing those wounds, right? And beginning to realize that a particular parent is human too. Just trying their best with what they had to work with, you know what I mean? But like I said, that feels, it's very future tense. So, how does that resonate, right? Also leaning to the future is the River. I feel like that's emphasizing the cleansing factor, right? If we're speaking of like myths and fairy tales and Aphrodite and stuff like that, you know what I mean? That cleansing factor is coming into play. So I feel like that it's that healing of the Father archetype for you. On the bottom, we have the medallion. Oh, someone has something from a father. Maybe it's a father you didn't really even get a chance to know, because a part of the Father card, the book that's coming to mind right now, seeing this medallion card, is having things, right? Of someone that you didn't even know. Because the Father, like, think of the different cultures and the different pathing in lives, even generally speaking, averages and stuff. The Father isn't always able to be there for whatever reasons, right? There can be that absenteeism, right? But it can also be meaningful whether we like it or not, you know, part of that building of character, if you will, right? And but there's something particular. Someone has a particular item that has a lot of meaning, if not wealth, going on. And I feel like you're trying to figure out what it means for you, and if you even want to keep it. See if we can help with continuing some perspective with the Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle deck. The first card is Expectations. Don't seek anyone's approval. You don't need approval from anyone else outside of yourself. You're not doing anything wrong. All right? And if you do need, something tells me, because this person has things around them, right? A fairy and all these light beings, right? how does that resonate with you? What does that mean for you? Are they actual friends? Are they the angels in your life who are always there for you and such, right? Your soul family. I mean, if you already got that, like, well, it's like, who else do you need, right? No, but there's like, we're all either way connected. Whether we realize it, period, or what that means for us or not, right? What part we play in that. I feel like a lot of us have a tendency all too often to get lost in the sauce of figuring out just simply what that means for us, right? The next card is Evil Queen. You deserve sugar, not salt. It's got a glimpse of the bottom. People have been mean to you in the past. It may have taken someone some time to find people who do accept you. My hair's a little wild today. Don't judge. So I fell asleep with it wet. Don't judge, okay? And this is your reminder going forward to leave that pain in the past. I know it's so visceral when we get triggered, right? But I feel like right now is all about learning how to compartmentalize properly, to process, handle, and figure out the wisdom within the experience and compartmentalize it right the fuck away in the past where it belongs, right? You can just barely see her tail. And on the bottom, we have feather. Think first before you judge, because not everyone is this person, okay? Someone may be a bit quick to jump to just letting go. Like, oh, this person is doing X, so it's gotta lead to Y and Z. What if it doesn't? What if there was just a moment and it was I don't believe in tests though, so I don't want to say that, okay? I believe that if we learn our lessons, then we move on and we live our lives as though we learned our dang lessons, or else we're just caught in those loops, right? Like the 8 and 9 of swords. These are reminders for you that we are healing and we're done being people pleasers. We're moving on. This has been such just a big mix of themes and stuff lately. And knowing better means we're not making the same decisions. We're not going the same way with our choices. So that means nothing is ever going to be the same. In the best of ways, though, right? So just remember that. Don't make assumptions. How often are people really truly correct when they make assumptions about you? Stop doing that to people. We all have to work on that. You know what I mean? Assumptions come from survival mode. And that's one of the things that we all have to figure out how to let go of. It's my opinion. You do not have to agree with me. So just be careful when you're judging others. You know, it's been such a time for learning to recognize where people are on their path without judging, including ourselves when we look in the mirror. So let's see if we can get some clarification, some more clarification within this perspective. I just saw what's on the bottom of that deck now. You've got some big decisions to make and you're a bit unsure how and the whys and all that, huh? All right, chapter 1, because I consider this all a story, is the 5 of Swords. Don't mind any background noise. It's just life, you know what I mean? There are different ways to look at this card, but for me personally, I like to think of it as, because 5s can speak of conflict, right? But it's another card to me that speaks of honoring your past, how far you've come, how you handle conflict, what part are you playing, right? And how that can evolve as we learn and we grow and we gain that wisdom, right? Excuse me, I'm sorry. So whatever's been going on in this present tense, I want you to remember that you are not that person from before who maybe didn't make the best decisions and stuff. Maybe someone is nervous about failing and messing things up if they take incredible risks that aren't going to lead into the same directions if you don't want them to. If you are able to grow and evolve and outgrow bad habits and stuff, then we're just building new good habits, right? Enjoy that. Take the pressure off your shoulders is something I've been saying a lot this month. Take the pressure off your shoulders. Look back, and without feeling the pain of the moment, be able to see the wisdom. Otherwise, what are you looking back for? It's done. No backsies. It's done, right? Chapter 2 is the Six of Swords. Wow, we are moving in order right now. Well, for now it's going to be a bit linear. We're moving on from it. Honoring the past, gaining that wisdom, and moving on away from the choppy waters. My question to you, the other part of this is fuck around and find out. Sorry, I almost forgot. Fuck around and find out. If they wouldn't mess with you, if people wouldn't try to pull things on you that you do not find acceptable, they wouldn't have to learn how you handle things accordingly, would they? So that's the other side of that card. So with this card, I ask, who are the people in the boat? Right? Is this you at the reins, essentially, basically? Are those different sides of you? I like to say the nurturer, your inner child, or are these actually people in your life? Either way, some wisdom has indeed been gained. And we're choosing to trust ourselves again, if ever. Right? And move on from the drama, the conflicts, the manipulations, the bullshit. Wisdom intact. Boosh. Off to those calm waters. Chapter 3. Oh, my mom's food deliveries here. Is the Five of Cups. This card, I don't know about you, fam, but this card has been having a different vibe for me lately. Right? Before it was always, if only they would turn around. Right? So stuck on this moment, this thing, whether it's mourning and loss, which my heart goes out to you, but it's the past, right? It's an inability to move on and turn around and notice that there's two cups behind you. And the Two of Cups means either way, whatever suit it is, a new beginning, right? Awaits. Lately, this card has been feeling like this person, to me, is very aware of those two cups, actually. They're aware of the bridge. They know how to go home. They just need a moment, okay? And that is coming up in the way I'm putting things down in front of me. That and the Six of Swords are right underneath that Evil Queen Oracle card. So I do believe that those are tied to it. Maybe you were raised with a very toxic, emotionally adolescent parent, possibly your father, who didn't teach you these healthy coping mechanisms that you've been learning, all of this good that you've been welcoming into your life, whoever it may have been, they're not the ones who taught it to you. They are not the ones who showed you the way. They played their part in your life and your path, but they're not the ones who taught you the good. They're the ones who enabled you to seek it. Chapter 4 is the Queen of Wands. The King and Queen of Wands have learned through trial and error. They have literally risen from the ashes. They are unstoppable. Nothing can take them down at this point. They are very secure within themselves, with that fiery passion and courage and resiliency. They walk through the valley of death. Nothing affects them. Nothing. They're still able to love. They're still able to shine. That fire within them is a bonfire. Never mind, still lit. You know what I mean? They are, like the king actually has, like she has a little black kitty cat because she's the witch of the tarot, right? I put her on par with a magician. She's an alchemist, all right? And she's got those sunflowers to remind you of what's important. whoever the heck this message is for, because it's looking at you, kid. You know what I mean? Whereas the king has that salamander to have that visual cue of him being impervious to fire. You know, that energy of any weapon forged against me shall only make me prosper, while it blows up in their face. You know what I mean? So 4 more. Drawing underneath the 5 of Swords, the Queen of Cups. That's right. Been there, done that. We're no longer getting lost in the sauce. We're able to feel emotions and still help one another. You know what I mean? It's not so much like masking, like we like to talk about in the neurodivergent community, especially with autism. But, you know, all kinds of people mask. I feel like most of us mask to a degree. It's that idea of only showing particular sides to yourself, right? That persona, depending on who you're dealing with. This is someone who is very secure within themselves and how they feel. So maybe people have told you and you're like, you're so sensitive, because that's coming up underneath the 5 of Swords. Conflict isn't always actual duking it out. Hi, kitty. Conflict, when these are swords, this has been going on in your mind. And this is emotional intelligence. The ability to feel and process and work through it, because you know the only way out is through. And you are strong and resilient. You are able to honor the past and remember and still love. You carry that with you now. It's a part of you now. Those things that do have mattered, right? So underneath the 6 of Swords, wow, let's look at this right now, fam. Look at you. That growth. You've tried every cup and you were left wanting. Fuck this shit. It's hollow. It does not fulfill. It does not serve. So heart, body, mind, and soul, moving on to bigger and better. Learning what truly matters. This vibe is like the hermit going up to the mountain. Ooh, tummy growl at a very particular moment. It's time for lunch. Freaking, this person knows that what they've been doing is not it. It's not enough. It's not their life, right? What's coming up underneath that 5 of Cups? This is the hashtag winning card, fam. This is the final card in the major arcana, which begins with the Fool's Journey, right? Made our way through that whole freaking set of major arcana to the winning card. That's basically the winner's wreath going on. And all of those elements, there's so much happening in this freaking card, right? To come up underneath the 5 of Cups, fam, look at you. These are reminders. That's really all we do here doing these community tarot reads and stuff. We're just confirming and reminding. You've got this. Everything has your back. If you open to receive, I hope you're ready for all of it. You know what I mean? Because there's so much. There's so much now, right? Wow, that growth, that evolution. Underneath the Queen, oh goodness gracious, but. So we have the 5, 6, where's the 7? Hmm. 5, 6, I'm a dancer, don't mind me. Speaking of which, maybe you are too, because this is the dancer of the tarot. Just dancing all over the world. I feel like I have strands from my makeup brushes stuck all around my nose, driving me nuts right about now. The reason why I'm like, what in the what, is because I just drew the 9 of Swords. Underneath the Queen of Wands. something is still on your mind. You are still, even now, having these moments of doubt, right? Second guessing yourself. It's haunting you. Even though the battle's done and the swords are decor, there's that black background. Speaking of the dark nights of the soul, depression, anxiety, loss. You are so worried. You've got this. You've got this. Even if anything doesn't go right, it's okay because it wasn't meant to. What else is happening, right? Where is the silver lining? Where is the ability to alchemize that moment? When you start looping, because I saw that Seven of Cups card while I was shuffling, right? There's so much that you want to do, so many ideas. What do you devote the time on? And you're looping. Take the pressure off your shoulders, because whatever it is, you can turn it around. You can alchemize. Okay? This is a master alchemist. That's you. It could be someone in your life, sure, if that resonates more. There's someone, but I feel like this is what you need to be recognizing within yourself. It's only natural to have fear and doubt and stuff, especially if you've experienced loss. You know what that can be like, how traumatizing life can be. But you've done, or you're doing presently this week and such, what you need to do. You're already doing the thing. I feel like most of the time that's all I'm doing is reminding folks all over the world via YouTube that you're doing it. You are your white knight or whatever equivalent. You know what I mean? You're your savior. I'm sorry if that's blasphemous for anyone, but all too often we're trained as children to overlook that possibility, right? You don't deserve that. You are incredible. And you just need to remember that. And you've got a whole bunch of us here on YouTube always willing to remind you. So, hey, the epilogue, oh my goodness gracious, to this epic tale is the Knight of Pentacles. We want to talk about time frames and such. This is the slowest knight in the entire deck. Oh my god. Takes forever. We're talking like a year. And that's coming in like the caboose. I got 4 and 4. And this is like, doop. Right at the end, right? Him and the Knight of Cups seem more stationary. But whereas I always imagine that white horse and the Knight of Cups right there at the river waiting for you. It's prancing around because they got their like legs up, you know, all cocked and shit. Whereas this one is just solid. But look at that golden background. When I see the page and the knight and you know, the royals and the pentacles, I think of handed to you on a golden platter. You just got to get through the muck and the mire. You got to, there are certain steps, good, bad, the ugly, whatever they may be in our lives, right? Our path, generally speaking, of the longevity, you know, of it and how, you know, the all of it, right? To get here. And some things take time. The pentacles are the earth. A lot of people just think about money and wealth. The pentacles are the earth. They are everything. They are what sustains you. They are what you're willing to put your time and energy into. Whether you're literally doing blood, sweat, and tears in a project and business, whatever it is, or not. These are the things that you put your dedication and your focus into. This is when we talk about masteries and cultivating our gardens and whatnot. That beautiful harvest or the legacy. like the 10 of Pentacles, right? A lot of work has gone into being able to reach this point. And the way everything has laid out for me tells me that you're making it to this point. It's not, okay, whatever the heck you're trying to do right now, it's going to take a year. I don't feel that way. I feel like cards like these, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You know what I mean? So it may not be this week or next week or whatever the heck, but I feel like the majority of the time is officially in the past. And you're much closer to this night of it. Like, it took time to get here. Time. But remember I caught a glimpse to the bottom of this deck, the tarot deck? That's the Two of Swords. So we're coming right back to your mind. I like to refer to this one, oh my goodness, my nose, I'm so sorry, fam, it's driving me nuts, as a never again card. Another coin flip, right? On the one hand, it's you've experienced so much pain and disappointment, painful, etc., etceteras. To keep it light, you know what I mean? Never again. But in that sense, it's like you're stopping yourself from moving forward. You get in your own way from this. Your hopes, your dreams, the life that you've been wanting to live. That finishing line, right? Sorry, YouTube deal. Because you were reminded, my eyes are drawn to this feather card, which also has a lot of yellow in it, right? To think before you judge. That's a very particular point. So, let it be. Now I have that Enya song from Fellowship of the Ring stuck in my head. Never again will I feel this pain. Never again will I give the power to anyone to be able to do that to me. But in the best of ways, because you're making the decisions that enable your joy, that enable your positive vibes, that enable people who match your vibe, who are capable of loving unconditionally, who do whatever the heck, you know what I mean? Insert here again, right? Those things that you want, that have been your hopes and dreams, that you have, that would enable you to be fulfilled, to feel content, right? Because once we figure out where those lines are, there is no ceiling. There is no sky's the limit. Beyond the sky is the universe, I like to say. What limits? We live limitless. Ringing in my ear just started up. And from the very beginning, that's what we were talking about, right? That being an unstoppable force of nature and how that is you. And it's been a lot of work, a lot of pain. So please get out of this loop. How long have you been in this loop? You've still been doing work. You've still been doing the work. And now you need to trust yourself. Trust that, oh my goodness, did you hear that? My goodness gracious, trust that you know better now. Okay, fam? We've officially hit the 30-minute mark without editing. So let's go ahead and move on to, I don't think I cut this deck, to the extra notes. First one is why you do. Why you do. Why you do. There's no need for that. You be nice. You be nice to yourself, okay? So it says me. So asks me. So prompts me. And then we have, sometimes I like to use song lyrics. If you have any ideas or suggestions, I'm always open. It's cool. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh, Lord. Like, you feel it. Trust that it's the greater good. Trust that it's better than you could have ever imagined. Alchemize. These cards came together. I mean, not boom, boom, one right after each other, but they lined up together for reasons. Whatever those thoughts are that are torturing you, alchemize it, flip it, retrain, continue retraining your subconscious to be nice, to look forward to the future and everything that's possible, okay? And on the bottom of that, we have time for a deep cleanse. We're talking soul, your life, your home, promptly. Whether you need to burn some sage, or I grow lavender. I like to burn lavender too. That was my grandma's favorite scent. So I like to incorporate lavender into that. Well, I grow my own sage too. But you know what I mean? Like, cleanse your space. Cleanse your area. I recently read a book called Divine Messengers that's about the female shamans in Bhutan. I really hope I pronounced that correctly. I am so sorry if I did not. It never upsets me to have my pronunciation corrected. I would rather not embarrass myself out in public nor disrespect people, you know? Right there. And that's one of the things that they tend to do, is be up on the mountain, close to but separate from town or whatever, because it's all energy. And for some of us, we're really sensitive and we don't realize that our neighbors, if we live in an apartment, but what if you're in one of the boroughs of New York? You know what I mean? You've got so many people all around you. If you're sensitive to that, my goodness, I bet it's doing a number on your psyche. You know what I mean? I bet it's doing a number on your mental health, right? And that may be playing its part in this. So, just saying. Perspective, another perspective. Either way, thank you so much for joining me for this reading and hanging out to the end and all of that good. Either way, you are doing an incredible job. And I will always be here to remind you of that, okay? Thank you for the company. I really appreciate it. And always remember, I believe in you, okay?